Here I am back again, another video of Logan spends way too much money building up an old S15. Today, going to work underneath the car, going to do a bit more washing. Got the bucket out, I'm going to wash the rest of the floor ready for the undercoat. Should be okay to get under there today, it's a pretty warm day. Got a couple of heat shields outside, wait for them to dry off, then I'll just chuck some silver paint on them, make them look fresh. And I want to get into the bay and sand the front Rio. The tub should be here in the next day or two, so I'll be able to start prepping them. They might even make it into the end of this video if they arrive while I'm still filming, so we'll see. Hope they wouldn't be bad. Would like to get them cut out and in. Otherwise I'm going to get under the car. Got a bit more space on this side of the car now with all the parts sold off, which will be good. Engine should hopefully be here this week as well. The swamp continues. Bit of a puddle underneath, evaporating pretty quick actually, really warm today. Makes it nicer. But yeah, she's all pretty much clean underneath, clean enough anyway. Not too stressed if there's a bit of dirt. But yeah, we're up the front as well. Been lying on my back the whole way under, got a pretty wet armpit. There's the water ran down the arm, but she's fine. Then we've got the heat shields out here. Just putting a bit of silver alloy spray on them. You can see that back compared to the bit I've just done. Give them a quick coat. And just like that, looking a lot fresher. Let them dry. Again, don't have to be perfect, heat shields under a car, but they look like they're just freshly new. I swear the worst bit about filler is it feels like you're making absolutely no progress, but we're getting there. The corners here looking not too bad, it slots in pretty good now. Once it's got some paint on it, I don't think you actually notice that it's not meant to be separated, especially with a nice little bit of hardware there. But yeah, didn't really achieve too much. Bit around the strut tails, actually ended up cutting off the seam sealer. I'll put some filler around the top just to smooth it off as well, make it a bit tidier. But for now, time to have something to eat. Ooh-wee, it's cooking, I'm struggling, not overly motivated, just trying to do what I can now. But I do have the subframe back from the powdercoaters, so I'm going to work on getting the bushes in. I know these polyurethane ones are going to be nice and easy, so pretty simple. Split them in half, chuck them in the holes at the front and the back, then we've just got the solid ones to chuck in for the diff. Shouldn't be too bad. After that, I had some other goodies arrive. So I got a couple of Wellbro fuel pumps, just 460s for Raceworks. Always looking after me, and frenchys Performance Garage fuel pump hanger. So once we put the subframe together, we'll get the fuel pump hanger together. Just little jobs that I don't have to worry about later on, and out of the heat. And not sanding, of course. Prep them all with a little bit of grease first so they slide in. Got one side in on the back here. Should be able to do the next. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Hopefully. Nah. Kind of want to. Let's put this down. There we are. And she's in. Just do that for the other two. Then put the little ones on the back. I'll show you when it's done. The bushes I've been dreading, one of them in, marked up the back a bit. I'll clean up that in a minute. Next one icy out of the freezer. Got myself a few bolts and stuff to try and make this work. Hopefully it slides straight in. See how we go. Let's do this. Oops. And she's in. Just got to clean up the burr, the alloy wore off the side, normal enough, but she's in there pretty square, good from behind. Subframe's ready to be bolted back in. Right, she's all out now, ready to assemble. Just watched the video on Frenchys' site just to make sure I do it alright. Got the old pump and hanger here just to check pump heights as well. But yeah, we've got it all out. We've got to check the strainers on first, set the pumps up on the hanger. All pretty basic. Got the lines, make sure the fittings are tight that are already put in place. That's easy enough to catch me off guard, and should be easy enough. Show you in a bit when she's starting to go together. She's together. Two Wobro 460s on the Frenchy hanger. Dash 8 fittings on the top. All nice mil-spec wiring. They just connect onto the fuel sender. It's alright compared to the standard one. It's pretty bad, especially with the plastic top hat. The only thing I've worried about is just the return not being big enough, but being a kit like this, I'm sure it will be. Pulled it a little bit apart just so I can fit it back in the box a bit, just to put it in storage. I'm not going to put it in the tank today, as I want to give the tank a little bit more of a clean up before it goes in. Alrighty, next job is attacking more of the wiring. So I've already done most of it. The one thing I want to do now is I've got this long cable here that needs to be about a foot long, so I'll shorten that down. Then I've just got some exposed power wires there. I'll trim them down, just chuck some heat shrink onto them. And we've got this bundle of wires here, which I'm just going to trace back, work out where they go, cut them off either at the plug or at the end, and just general oddball jobs. All these loose ends here, just in case they're getting a small voltage through them, I'm just going to chuck some heat shrink on them, just to tie them up, as I don't want to deepen that plug. And probably start tidying up some of the earths as well. People suck, and this is why. This is the starter motor trigger wire. So we got, yeah, we'll join it here, we'll join it here, we'll join it here. So there's two extra bits of wire in there for absolutely no reason, at least they're soldered. We've got another wire here that's got two wires spliced off it, soldered in, and a little bit further, one wire spliced in. Another one of the wires just had a wire spliced in. This one's actually free of anything. We've got here two wires spliced into that one wire spliced in at that end, and it's been cut. That should be joint to there. Would have been due to the alarm, but time to cut out all the crap, add some heat shrink, solder them all nice together, make it look like no one ever bloody molested it. A few hours later, not too bad. Got everything for the steering column, positioned it on the steering column to get it all nice, get the lengths right. 3 leftover plugs, wouldn't have a clue what they're for, hopefully not used for anything, but if they are I can make it work. Then all the wiring down by the kick panel, added in a twin core wire for the power steer pump, and 2 large power wires, which will be enough for the current draw for the relays in the fit for the fans, and they've run to the front, well, enough length to go to the front. Added all the new earths, so we've got them there, and then we've got the fuse box. It's going to get relocated to the car. Just need to add power to 2 points, easy enough, but we'll get it in there to work out the proper length of the wire. The front half needs to be positioned in the car before I can run it properly. I might even leave it right till the end, till the headlights are in. I think 2 headlight plugs are going to be different as well, but that's easy enough, we can alter that. And I still have to fix up the wiring at each end by the headlights as well. There's a little bit still to go, but the hardest bit inside the car is all done. Touch more sanding done. Feels like it's never ending. Not enjoying it one bit, but getting closer, a little bit every day. As soon as the tubs come, I'll be more motivated. Hopefully they'll be here tomorrow, and then we'll do a video on them. Also chuck some ball joints in the rear LCAs. Just need to order some inner ball joint, well, whatever you call them, inner bushes, rose joints from GK Tech on my next order, and they'll be good to go. Trying to work out if I'm going to do anything else for the rest of the day, or if this is going to be the end of the video. Must be something else I can knock out quickly. That's the end of the video for today. Don't really have much more motivation to do anything else. Tomorrow off to Whitehall Industries to pick up some lips and barrels for my Panasport G7s. Fortunately they're not going to make it onto any of my cars, so I'll pop them up for sale once they're done, if anyone's interested. So pretty much fully refurbished, fresh paint in satin grey with fresh centre caps, and they will have new lips and barrels, only using 2 old barrels, and it'll be 17.9, 17.10 and about 15p offset roughly.